Yeah. So the audiobook thing. So where
Oh
were
yeah,
you at
yeah. So
last
how
time?
you said you were telling me about the pot plant and the lady with the
Yes, right.
yeah.
Well, I auditioned for that one and I didn't get that one.
Ah,
But remember, I originally auditioned for 3 and
yeah.
I got offered one and I knocked it back. And I thought
That's right. You were
and
worried.
I should have said I should have taken it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I auditioned for another 3 and one of them was the
The
romance.
lady with the big.
Yeah, compared to the wallpaper.
Yeah, yeah. A
Well,
classic. Yeah.
I didn't get that one, but I got another one.
Oh, brilliant.
So my hit rate is every time I've auditioned for 3, I've got one. I think 3 to 1 in a competitive market for basically something I've never done before, audiobook narration. I think this is pretty good batting average.
That's really good, Graham. So what is this one? Are you
So
allowed to say, or you have to kill
I've
me?
signed up. I've signed up for it, and I've last night I sent you have to send your first 15 minutes. You have to send. I emailed the author, and then you have to send your first 15 minutes for them to check. The author checks whether you've got the vibe right, and the tech side, they decide whether you've got the production right. And there's quite a load of effects and filters you have to add to it. But they're all on the email, and you can work out how to do it. And you just like cut and paste it, and it does it. And then it checks, and it says ACX check complete, and then you send it off, and then they check it. So that was last night. So I'm just waiting to hear back. And if that's on, I've got till the end of May to give them the 9.5 hours of finished audio. Well, it's an entire novel.
Yeah, of course it would be.
And it takes me between 3 and 4 hours to get each hour down, because I make so many mistakes. You have to go back, you have to edit, you have to go, because it's like you're reading it along and you're going like, it's dialogue's the hard one. Just narrating a story is easy. When you get into that dialogue, but it's written as a novel. It's not written as, say, a play. Whereas in a play, you'd have the character's name first and maybe some direction before the dialogue. But in a book, you'll be reading it, and I'm trying to sight read it to do it as quick as possible, rather than I do read kind of through it, but
there's only so much time you've got, isn't there?
Yeah. So it'll go something, I don't know. This isn't the dialogue, but it'll go something like, I'll be reading along, and oh my God, what's this? Jack whispered. You know what I mean? So to go back and then go, oh my God, what was this? Jack whispered. The dialogue's tricky.
And then do you do like, different voices? So if it was a lady, do you go, oh, Jack, oh,
well,
I love you, or something?
So I emailed the author and said, look, really looking forward to doing this book. Now, I can't tell you the title of it.
No, of course
and
not.
I've downloaded the manuscript, and I've got the whole thing, and I won't tell you the name of the author because that's not fair.
No.
But it is quite a good book, and it's number 5 in a series. So I've got a bit of a red flag there. What happened to the people that read the last 4? Wouldn't you think they would have kept with them?
You think so, wouldn't you?
And hopefully it's not 4 different people. I don't want this guy who's a guy who goes through narrators.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm getting the feeling he might be high maintenance.
Okay, I'm surprised they don't print it all out for you, so it's a bit easier to read,
well, that's what I've ended up doing. I've ended up copying the entire so I've read the prelude, not the first chapter, the prelude first. I copied the entire prelude into a Google Drive file, and then I wrote it in bold in the font I like. I like Curry and New font. I put it in that font. I double spaced it, and I wrote it like radio copy. So it's written to be read out rather than written to be read. It's a different thing. Radio, you probably know that broadcast copy is different to print copy. And so I write it closer to broadcast copy without changing any of the words, because in broadcast copy, you do change the words. You change all the long words to short ones, because you know that radio is a linear experience. They only get it once.
Trip over them,
Yeah. So, I have been doing that. But I emailed the author, and I said, really looking forward to this. I've been told to get in touch with you by ACX. This is the people who do the books and whatever. And he's come back to me with this. Now, he's given me an outline of the characters, So I won't give. I probably shouldn't give you the characters' names. All right.
No.
All right. So one of them, this fella is, and this is word for word what the author emailed me, an officer in the British Army during the reign of Queen Victoria. He's from Herefordshire, so may have a wee trace of English West Country to his voice. Not ooh-ah, but he's the son of a minor landowner, but a touch. Where does that leave me? Right. What accent is that? I'll read it to you again. Okay, he's a British Army. He's an officer, right? So of course if he's an officer, he's posh.
Posh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's from Herefordshire, so may have a wee trace of English West Country. Now I don't know. I worked at BBC Hereford and Worcester, and they were more like Midlanders to me than West Country. Hereford, not Somerset. Herefordshire. No. So I'm not even sure where he's at with that. So he might have a bit of West Country to his, not ooh-ah, as he was the son of a minor landowner, but a touch. I mean, where the hell do you go with that?
Oh, a touch of, not he was a touch of a. You can either the guy's his father or not, but a touch of it. Oh, I see what you mean. No, I'll just do it in Scottish.
Right. Well, anyway, that one freaked me out. The next one, the next character from Glasgow, piece of cake.
Right. Yeah.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a battle scene. And you know, so in the battle scene, you know, I'm reading out the Scotsman's dialect. It's quite fun. Come and get it, you bastards! You know, I just went to full Billy Connolly. I mean, it was actually quite fun, that bit.
That sounds a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then there's another one he's enigmatic with an educated accent.
Okay.
Then you've got another two who are soldiers, rural English from Worcestershire, so broader than Jack, who is the main one.
Okay, yeah.
And then you've got Mary, who is what they called Eurasian, half Indian, half British. Now, how do I do that one without sounding racist?
No idea, absolutely.
Really?
I don't know.
Really, half British, half Indian?
Yeah.
So the way I decided to do it was like the main one, the officer. The book's about the main guy, right? The British officer, the Herefordshire trade. I thought, well, I'm gonna have to do him a lot.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to keep that one up. It's gonna have to be consistent. Yeah. It's no good in hour 2 nailing him, and by hour 5 he sounds like a different bloke. Huh?
No.
So I decided I'll just do him as me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And because I can consistently always do me without thinking. Yeah. He's the main guy. He's all the way through the book. And I think the safest thing to do is I'll just do him as my voice. So whenever I'm going, come on, lads, charge, or whatever, I just do it as me like that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bring on the dogs of war. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let loose the dogs of war. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, so that's how I did that. The Scotsman said was fun. The enigmatic English accent. Yeah, he was okay. He's a bit of a. I did him as a kind of a Leslie Phillips character. He was a thief in an earlier life. Yeah, so he's a bit of a, you know, and he likes to punt on the horses and that kind of thing. Yeah. The other two haven't even come up in the prelude yet, so I don't know about them. And neither's Mary, thank goodness, because I'm just terrified of Mary because I'm just going to offend so many people if I
definitely. Yeah.
So I've sent the 15 minutes off, and I'm waiting for feedback.
Just do a posh.
I don't know. It could end up that, you know, if he gets a bit too funny about it all, I'll go, mate, I'm not your guy. And I'll if I've got a 3-to-1 batting average, I'll have another bash and look for an easier one.
Yeah.